Hello, my name is Steve Gearhart, and this is the Unagi Observer. This is another installment of Where to Eat for Otakon, a series designed to help you with tips on travel, the convention, and of course, where to eat. To see the previous videos, check out the links below if you are watching this on YouTube. Also, be sure to check out any links mentioned in the video as they will provide information in addition to this video. By now you will have heard that there is a possible strike with Metro. Right now, as of this actual recording, the union concerned is calling for a 3-day strike, but it is unknown if or when the strike will take place. It will directly affect the Metro rail system and greatly impact the Metro bus system as well. As of this recording, which was a couple days ago, the strike has not happened. If and when it does happen, it will last 3 days. My guess is that if it does happen, it will happen before Otakon. However, if the union and management do not come to an agreement after that 3-day strike, another longer strike may be voted on. Or an agreement will happen and there will be no strike. But the question remains, what do you do if the strike does occur during Otakon, just in case? I still stand by my belief that using your car to drive around is a bad idea. If your hotel is far enough or the weather isn't permitting for you to walk to Otakon, or if you are arriving by train at Union Station, your best bet will be to get an Uber, Lyft, or regular taxi to get around in. Please look at the previous video about traveling to DC for a bit more detail on that. Just as the Metro trains will be affected, Metro bus will be massively affected as well. Also, if you are coming into town by train, baggage on the bus may be an issue. So again, I recommend using an Uber, Lyft, or regular taxi to get around. Between now and Otakon, I would monitor the situation by keeping tabs on the Washington Post or WTOP News. Also, I am sure that Otakon will be keeping track of it as well on their website, so keep yourself informed and prepared and you will be just fine. Now, in case that there is no strike, let's be optimistic, here's how to deal with Metro. If you live in the DC Metro area, then you are in luck. You can get to Otakon fairly easily. Metro has train routes that go from both Maryland and Virginia into Washington, D.C. Now, once you are in DC, the Metro can be very helpful if your hotel or Airbnb is just too far away that walking isn't an option. And the fares are good enough that in many cases taking the train is actually cheaper than taking a cab or Uber. Here is some basic information to know. From Monday through Thursday, Metro will run 5 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. On Fridays, it will run from 5 a.m. to 1 a.m. On Saturdays, it runs from 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. And on Sundays, it runs 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Now, the times might change, so keep checking the site every now and again or sign up for alerts for your phone. Now, the trains, depending on the line, can be anywhere from 8 to 20 minutes apart. So when you're making your schedule for the day, always assume 20 minutes between trains just in case. Now, there are rush times for Metro, and during these rush times, fares will go up. The morning rush is basically from open to 9:30 a.m. and the late afternoon rush is 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. So be aware of this when you pay for your fare at the stations. Ultimately, the station where Otakon is at, the one that you want to get to, is called Mount Vernon Square / 7th Street Convention Center. It is on the green and yellow lines. The station is literally underneath the convention center. When you come up the station's escalator, you will actually see doors to the convention center, but they are exit only. You still have to go around to the main entrance to get into the convention center. Now, obviously, depending upon where you are in the DC metro area determines what rail line to take into DC. There are several rail lines for you to take, so be sure to check the site to get the right rail line. Unless you are taking the green or yellow line to the convention center, you will have to do at least one rail line transfer. Now, chances are one or more of the transfer stations will be either L'Enfant Plaza on the yellow and green lines, Gallery Place on the red line, and Metro Center, which has red, blue, and orange lines all coming to the same station. Now, at the end of this section, I will play a video from last year depicting on how to get from Union Station, the train station, to the Washington, D.C. Convention Center by Metro, where to get off and where to get on. Now, to use the Metro trains, you will need the Smart Trip card. Okay, yes, there are other passes you can use, but this is probably the easiest and best one to use, and that's why I'm going to focus on it. To get a Smart Trip card, you can order it online or purchase from a Metro store. Yes, they do exist. The easiest is to go online. First, you'll need to create an account for yourself online that will be connected to the card that you eventually buy. You will have a number of choices of cards, but really the one that you want is a reloadable card. And you expect it to show up in the mail after you order it in 5 to 6 business days, so it gets to you pretty quickly. Now, if you get the pre-sale cards, you're not going to get them until after Otakon. That's why I'm telling you to get the reloadable cards. Now, you may have a Smart Trip card already, like you found one, or you're using one that someone got you, or perhaps the Airbnb that you're at or the hotel you're at is letting you use one. So if that's the case and you can reload it, you need to reload it, go to the website, link is down below, and use the number on the card, like a credit card number, to access the reload function and then go from there. Now, this is important. It can take up to 4 hours for the online reload to take effect for the card, so plan accordingly. Okay, so you got your card at the Metro store, or maybe you just got it in the mail. Now you have to activate it. It's very simple. When you get to the Metro station, whichever station it is, just go to the fare machines and tap your card on the circle where it says Smart Trip card to activate. That's it. That's all you got to do. Do the same procedure if you need to reload your card at the fare machines, and it will be automatically put to your card. As with everything else in the world, it is probably a good idea to check out the website to see if you can get some deals. Now, particularly if you're a student or maybe you have special needs, you can get a card at a reduced rate. The Metro website has a lot of useful information and travel planning systems on it, and it will also give you updates as it happens. Now, here's the downside to Metro: disruptions. The Metro system has been improving on a daily basis, but there are still station closures that will affect travel, including sometimes even entire rail line closures. You can get these alerts from the site for yourself, but pay attention to the signs and overhead PA announcements when you're inside the stations. Disruptions happen, so try to be prepared as much as you possibly can. And as a repetitive, gentle reminder, remember, keep checking the website for updates and use it for additional information in travel planning. Again, the link is down below. Right, that is it for the DC Metro part of this series. Remember the link down below for more information or to order your Smart Trip card. Now next week will be the last Where to Eat for Otakon for 2018. I'm going to tie up some loose ends and then tell you what you really wanted to know, where to eat. My name is Steve Gerhardt, this is the Unagi Observer, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.